Friends. This is Mrs. Francis. Welcome to my workspace. We are going to be reading a book I thought that will help us understand how to do self-awareness, how to take care of ourselves as far as emotions. It's a very good story that has a beginning, a middle, and an end. So I'm sure you will find it as fascinating as I did. The title of the story is Losing Control. So remember, the story is about controlling your emotions and your feelings. So you're going to see how the character begins to lose control of his emotions. In the back of the book, we'll find some words that we're going to be looking in the story. A vocabulary word in the glossary are confident, discouraged, excitement, fear, uncomfortable. You're going to see how these words show up all throughout our story. And as we read the story, remember we're going to make a list of words that we can then use to make sentences. So we're going to make a list of words to make sentences, and later on those sentences can become paragraphs to be able to retell the story, to tell what happened in the story, okay? So here it is. Nate hurried out his last class. It was time for soccer. Today's game will be the first of the season. He didn't want to be late. After all, he was the only freshman on the varsity team. Being the new kid was never easy, but Nate was a good forward. Tryouts had been a breeze. That made him arrogant. He felt so special and so good about being a good soccer player. So the first word that I'm going to write, or the first name that I'm going to write over here is Nate, because now we know that the character's name is Nate. I'm also going to write varsity team because that's something I learned about Nate. That not only he is a student because he was in class, but also he is in a varsity. What kind of team? Soccer team. Soccer team. So he's in a varsity soccer team. And he's arrogant because, he's good, not bad at soccer. He's good at soccer. Music blared in the locker room. Rick, the captain, had a playlist. The players were focused. Excitement was building. On the field, everyone warmed up. Nate saw his partners in the stand. He was ready. Good luck, Rick slapped him on the back. Nate smiled. It felt good to be part of a team. You can see their excitement. Both of them are excited. Both of them are ready for the game. The referee blew his whistle. After a quick huddle, the team broke apart. Coach Perry sent out the starters. He didn't choose Nate. That's okay, the freshman thought. I'll be in soon. He felt confident. Remember, at first he said that he felt arrogant, and now he feels confident. He knows he's a good player. He knows he's going to be in the team. Minutes ticked by. Nate cheered on his teammates. Soon the first half ended. The soccer was tied 1-1. All right, so here I'm going to write the word confident because I know now that Nate is confident. That's a nice vocabulary word. He feels good. He knows he's a good player. But he's not playing yet. He's still on the outside waiting his turn. The second half began. Coach Perry still had Nate on the bench. More time passed. The other team scored. Oh no, they're losing the game. I couldn't stop that play, Nate thought. His face grew hot. He clenched his fist. How do you think he's feeling? Hmm. The clock ticked down. Nate felt discouraged. Remember, he felt really good. I can do this. I got this. I'm confident. But now he's feeling discouraged. Maybe he's not going to play. Maybe the team is going to lose and he's not going to be able to help them. Would he ever play? So now we see a change in feelings. He goes from feeling confident to feeling discouraged. And the word courage, it's like you want to do, you know you can, you have the strength to do it. Discourage is saying no, you don't feel like that, is making it the opposite. So maybe he goes from being really excited and happy to maybe he's not going to play. Finally, Coach Perry waved him over. A minute later, the freshman stood on the field. He bounced on his toes. This is my chance, Nate thought. I'll prove myself. The coach will start me in the next game. Nate moved forward the goal, ready to score. Rick kicked the ball. It soared across the field. The freshman leaped forward. He was excited to wait. So he likes to play soccer. Anticipating the ball's direction, Nate ran to the right, but the ball bounced left. Then it rolled away. Got it! An opposing player shouted. He raced to the goal and took a shot. The ball skimmed right over the net. Their opponent had almost scored. No, Nate thought. That didn't just happen. His heart beat fast. He felt his whole body grew hot. Uh-oh. Remember what happens when his body grows hot? He starts feeling a little bit out of control. All right. Now his team had possession once again. The ball rolled toward Nate. He rushed to it in a flash. This time he would score. Man on, Rick shouted, but Nate didn't listen. He wheeled around and shot. A defender blocked the ball. Nate hadn't even seen the guy. I have to stop his pass, Nate thought. He put himself in position, but the guy dribbled around him and down the field. Frustrated. That means that he was just losing control. He was not feeling himself. Nate took after the opposing player. He felt tensed enough to scream. The other teams couldn't score again. Stay in position, Coach Perry shouted. But Nate ignored the order and kept going. Uh-oh, that's not good. The defender drew close to the net. Nate didn't think. He just pushed the player with both hands. Uh-oh. The guy went down. The whistle blew. The referee held up a yellow card. Foul, he shouted. Penalty kick. An opposing player took the kick. He scored. Nate's heart sank. The score was 3-1. Uh-oh. I think I'm going to write over here that Nate, he pushed, right? He pushed, pushed. Let me rewrite it. He pushed a player. Remember, it could be sentences or it could be words that you write. He pushed a player. Nate, you're out, Coach Perry yelled. The freshman frowned, rushed over to the bench. Coach, he said, put me back in. That wasn't my fault. The coach ignored him. Nate sat down, his heart hammered in chest. It felt like he was still running. I need more playing time, he grumbled. You need to calm down, Rick told him. This isn't about you. It's about the team. Nate flushed. Rick wasn't being fair. So I can write here that Nate lost control. He lost control. All right, so now I have Nate, varsity soccer team, confident, discouraged, pushed a player, lost control. So that's all we're going to read for today. Now I want us to use these words to make sentences. With the name or the word Nate, what sentence can we make? Nate, of course, is the main character in our story. So we can start by saying that. We can say the story is about Nate, or we can say Nate is the main character. Nate is the main, and when I say main, that means the most important character. Nate is the main character. Nate is the most important character. All right, so I made a sentence with Nate. What did we learn about Nate, about varsity soccer team? He is in a team. Very good. We can say that. We can say he is in now we have those three words, varsity soccer team. Varsity soccer team. Look at the two sentences we have. Nate is the main character. He is in a varsity soccer team. Okay, I can erase that. He is confident. Why? Why is he so confident? I got this. Because the text says that he was a good player. That's why he feels confident. He is confident because. How do we know that? What does the text say? Because he is a good player. Okay, I'm going to cross it out. These are the three sentences we have. Nate is the main character. He is in a varsity soccer team. He is confident because he is a good player. Read them with me. Nate is the main character. He is in a varsity soccer team. He is confident because he is a good player. I'm going to go ahead and erase these just because I ran out of room. And we're going to go ahead and make a couple more sentences. And we have the word discouraged. He felt discouraged. Why? What made him feel discouraged? He knew he could do it. But something happened in the story that made him feel like, nah, maybe he cannot do it. When the coach told him to sit at a bench and he was not being called to play in the game. So Nate felt, and I'm going to put felt because it's something that happened, felt discouraged when coach had him wait. Nate felt discouraged when coach had him wait. Pushed a player and lost control. I think I can put those two words in one sentence. He lost control of how he was feeling. And because he lost control, remember, he was getting hot and out of control, he pushed a player. Okay, so we can start by saying he lost control and pushed, and I'm going to add an ed because it already happened, a player. Okay, those are the two sentences we have. Nate felt discouraged when coach had him wait. He lost control and pushed a player. Reading with me. Nate felt discouraged when coach had him wait. He lost control and pushed a player. All right, we made sentences with all of our words. So what I want to give you is a question for you to reflect on. What made Nate feel discouraged during the game? Not who, but what? What made him feel discouraged? So here we wrote that coach made him feel discouraged. But what is it that he had to do so that made him feel discouraged? And you can start by saying Nate felt discouraged because, and tell me why. Another question I would like to start and think is, what do you think? Will they win or lose the game? Because so far it's 3-1 and they're losing the game. But what's going to happen in the next chapter? Is it going to come back to the game and play some more and win the game or not? You can start by saying, I think they will, and you can say win the game or lose the game because. I look forward to read your answers. Bye.